Okay, so picture this. You're pitching a new project to your boss, and when you get to the AI part, their eyes light up. They're like, brilliant. That's the extractor pattern, right? You're speaking their language, the language of AI patterns.
I love it.
And by the end of this deep dive, you will be too.
Yeah.
We are going deep on this blog post. Why LLM patterns are the key to enterprise success and why ignoring them is a mistake.
Okay.
This isn't just about AI, it's about using it.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Everyone's talking about AI, but this blog post cuts through the hype.
Right.
Like, everyone has a garage full of sports cars now,
Right.
but no one knows how to drive.
You're just looking at the engine?
These AI patterns, they're the driving lessons.
Oh.
They're how you actually get value out of AI.
So the blog dives into 5 specific patterns: author, retriever, extractor, agent, and forecast recommend. We're going to unpack them all, starting with author.
Okay, so the author pattern is about automating content creation, right?
Yeah.
Like writing reports, drafting emails, product descriptions, those really mundane tasks that were like, oh, I wish something else could do this for me.
Right. Like instead of staring at a blank page for an hour, AI just does a first draft for you.
Exactly.
While I go get a coffee.
And this is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
The blog doesn't just stop at like, hey, AI can write for you now.
Yeah.
It digs into those so what implications.
Okay.
Because it's not like you can just completely check out.
Right. It's not set it and forget it.
And they use a good example.
Okay.
Remember that Google AI that suggested putting poop on balloons?
Oh, yeah. I remember that was not their best moment.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You can't just tell an AI to write something and hope for the best.
Right.
You need to provide context and outline the goals.
Okay.
What are you actually trying to do here?
So it's more collaboration than automation.
Yes.
You're working with it.
Exactly. You have to be clear about what you want.
And how you want it.
And they actually highlight Goldman Sachs
Okay.
as using this not for like marketing copy, but to write code.
Now that's impressive. Because
Yeah.
it's one thing to write like a snappy subject line. It's another to write code.
That's the power of the pattern.
Okay, so we've done content creation. What about retriever? What does that one solve?
Okay, so think about how much time you spend looking for the right file.
Yeah,
Now multiply that by an entire company.
it's a lot of wasted time.
Retriever is about making information instantly accessible.
Okay.
Think of it as like an AI research assistant
Oh, okay.
that can go through all your data and find exactly what you need.
That sounds amazing, but it's already so hard to find stuff on my computer.
Exactly.
What if it's a whole company's database?
And that's what this addresses.
Okay.
But the blog post really emphasizes that even the best AI can't work miracles
Right.
if your data is a mess.
You can't find a needle in a haystack if you don't organize the haystack first.
Exactly. Data organization is key.
Okay, so do we have any examples of retriever in action?
A really powerful one, the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs.
Okay.
They're actually using it to develop an AI cardiac surgery coach.
Wow. Talk about high stakes.
Exactly.
That's not just finding reports, that's life or death.
That's the potential impact when you combine the right pattern with the right data.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've done content creation with author, find that needle in the haystack, with retriever.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
Well, sometimes you don't even know what you're looking for.
Okay.
It's not about finding a needle. It's about understanding the hay.
Okay.
That's extractor.
Tell me more.
The extractor pattern is all about making sense of unstructured data.
Okay.
So emails, social media posts, customer reviews, audio files.
It's like if I had an attic full of antiques, but no way to tell what's valuable and what's junk.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah.
And this is where extractor shines, because it takes all that messy data and makes it useful.
So you're not just collecting data, you're understanding it.
Exactly, and they highlight Zurich Insurance. They're using the extractor pattern to analyze claims descriptions.
Insurance claims, that's got to be like the mother lode of unstructured data.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're finding patterns, identifying potential fraud, saving millions of dollars.
Wow.
It's a fantastic example of turning data from a liability into an advantage.
Okay, now we're talking. This
Yeah.
is where it's not just writing poems or finding files. This is like real business outcome.
Exactly, and we've still got 2 patterns left.
Okay, you've got me hooked. What's next? Okay, so we've seen AI create content, find that needle in the haystack, even make sense of our messy data.
Right.
But what about actually automating tasks workflows? That's where I imagine it gets really interesting.
You're talking about the agent pattern, right?
Bingo.
Yeah.
That's where it feels like AI is really taking charge.
Yeah, like it can automate these multi-step workflows
Okay.
that involve lots of decisions.
Okay.
So imagine an AI that not only schedules your meetings, but drafts the agenda, gathers the documents, sends the follow-up emails.
Stop. I want that.
Right.
That's like a whole team of assistants all in one AI.
It's incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
The blog does say don't assume AI agents are totally autonomous.
Okay, so no, set it and forget it here either.
Not quite as powerful as they are. They need those workflows, the parameters, and knowing when to call a human.
So it's still about that sweet spot between automation and human oversight. Not replacing us, but freeing us up.
Exactly. And a really cool example,
Okay.
Walmart.
Okay.
They actually have an AI tool that helps 50,000 employees.
50,000. That's not a pilot program. That's like a revolution.
That's a lot of people.
What are they using it for?
A bunch of stuff from scheduling to performance reviews.
Okay.
Really trying to boost productivity, streamline HR.
So showing the agent pattern on a massive scale.
Exactly.
Okay. That's impressive. So we've gone from writing content to finding it to understanding data now, automating whole workflows.
Yeah.
What's left? What's the final frontier of AI patterns?
The future.
Okay.
Or at least predicting it.
Okay.
Which brings us to forecast recommend.
Yeah. So this is where AI gets its crystal ball out.
Right.
Yeah.
Using data to make predictions and recommendations.
Okay. So like being able to anticipate what customers need, optimizing inventory, seeing a market trends before they happen.
Yeah, it's like a glimpse into the future.
But, and I'm guessing there's a but,
There is.
is all data created equal?
That's the thing. The blog really stresses data quality.
Okay.
Because if you feed it bad data, the predictions are going to be bad.
Right. Garbage in, garbage out.
Like baking a cake.
Yeah.
You can have the best recipe, but if your ingredients are bad...
That's not going to be a good cake.
Exactly. High quality data is essential.
This is making me think of those personalized recommendations you see online.
Yes.
Like when you're shopping and they're like, you might also like this.
Exactly. That's forecast recommend.
Oh, okay.
And they actually highlight Estee Lauder,
Okay.
the beauty brand.
Yeah.
They're using AI to predict customer preferences for those tailored recommendations.
So instead of showing me every lipstick, they're like, we think you'll love these based on like, who knows what I've looked at before.
Exactly.
That's smart.
And it's not just about sales. It's about that personalized experience.
Okay. So we've got author for content retriever, for finding extractor, for understanding agent, for automating, and forecast recommend for, well, forecasting and recommending.
That's a lot.
It's quite a lineup.
And the thing is,
Yeah.
they can all work together too.
Oh, that might be.
For even more powerful solutions.
So it's like those Lego bricks.
Exactly.
Each one does something cool, but you can combine them
Yes.
to build something even more amazing.
The possibilities are practically limitless.
Okay, my mind is officially blown.
Yeah.
But before we go too far,
Yeah.
what about the businesses that don't do this? What about the ones who don't use these patterns?
Okay.
What happens to them in this AI world?
That's a good question. And the blog post doesn't shy away from that.
So ignoring these patterns is a big risk.
Yeah. It's not even just about keeping up anymore. It's about staying in the game at all when AI is changing everything.
Yeah, like if you stick with horses and buggies when everyone else has cars.
Exactly. You get left behind. And the point is, this isn't the future.
Right.
It's right now companies are using this stuff to get ahead.
So this is a call to action then.
I think so.
It's not just enough to know the patterns, you got to use them.
Yeah, you got to figure out how they work for you. And the cool thing is,
Yeah.
this applies to basically every industry.
Right. It's not just tech companies.
It's healthcare,
Yeah.
it's finance, it's retail.
It's like we've been hearing about AI forever, but now
Yeah.
it actually feels real with these patterns.
It's not just talk anymore.
Yeah, like now we actually know how to make it happen.
Totally. And that's what makes it so exciting.
It does feel like a turning point.
It's just the beginning, too.
Oh, wow.
Like, as AI gets even better, we'll have even more patterns, probably.
So it's not even enough to learn these five. We got to keep learning.
Right. This stuff's going to keep changing.
Okay. So my brain is officially full of AI.
Mine, too.
We went from like AI patterns 101 to real world stuff to what happens if you ignore it all.
We did a deep dive.
We did. And remember, this was just a taste
Yeah, just a preview.
of what's in the full blog post.
We'll link it in the show notes if you want to go deeper.
Definitely do that. But as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this.
Okay.
The blog says ignoring these patterns is bad. basically.
Hmm.
So what industry do you think is in the most trouble if they don't adapt?
Ooh, good question.
Let us know. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.